If you've ever wondered why Eve came out of Adam's rib, or what the phrase "bone of my bones" really means, you're about to find out. Today, we are going to unearth the secrets of the creation of man and woman in Genesis 2. This is not just a biblical account. It is a spiritual code that reveals the true purpose of humanity. Over the centuries, most have interpreted the story of Adam and Eve in a simplistic way. We have been taught a children's story about a rib in a garden, but the original text, the Bible, is a sacred map that hides deep truths. Today, we will not stay on the surface. We are going to unearth the 7 most surprising secrets of this biblical story, secrets that will forever change the way you see the origin of humanity. The first secret could make you question everything you thought you knew about your own purpose. Most of us think that being human means having the power to dominate nature, but the biblical story tells us something very different. Verse 15 of Genesis 2 is key. So Yahweh God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work and take care of him. Think about this for a moment. The first task of the human being is not to reign, but to be a gardener. We are called to be caretakers of creation, to work with it, not against it. This secret reveals to us that our true greatness is not in power, but in the humble service to life that surrounds us. It is a call to responsibility, to be good administrators of God's gift. Often, hearing the phrase, "you were created from dust," can sound a little depressing, as if we were insignificant. But the text reveals an amazing truth. Verse 7 says, "Then Yahweh God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed breath of life into his noses, and man turned out to be a living being." The Hebrew word for dust is Adamah, which means earth. But the most important thing is the breath of life, which in Hebrew is nephesh. This is the breath of God himself. This means that we are more than simple matter. We are a sacred combination of the earthly and the divine. We carry a spark of God inside us, a soul that connects us directly with Him. We are, in essence, a miracle. The Garden of Eden is not a lost paradise, but a temple. Why did God put man in a garden? Beyond being a place of beauty, many Bible scholars have noticed that the Garden of Eden has an architecture similar to that of a temple. The cherubs, the rivers that flow from a sacred center, and the presence of God suggest that it is not just a garden, but a meeting place. The Bible does not say this explicitly, but the implication is powerful. The Garden of Eden is where humanity and divinity meet in perfect communion. This secret teaches us that true paradise is not a physical place, but an intimate relationship with God. The next secret is a cry from the human heart. After creating the man and putting him in the garden, the text says, "It is not good for man to be alone." This is the first time God has uttered the word, "it is not good." The human being is perfect by himself, but incomplete without the relationship. This is not a defect. It is part of our divine design. We are made for communion, to love and be loved. This inner emptiness that we all feel from time to time, that need for connection, is a reminder that we were created to be together, in community with others and with God. Animals were created for connection, not for domain. Then, God brings all animals to man to name them. Verse 19 says, "And Yahweh God, to give company to man, brought him all the animals of the field and all the birds of the sky, and man named them." In many ancient cultures, naming something or someone was an act of control. But here, The act of naming is an act of connection, of knowing and establishing a relationship. Man is not dominating but interacting with creatures. This secret shows us that our role is not to be tyrants about animals, but to interact with creation in a respectful way. This is, perhaps, the most misunderstanding secret. Verse 21 is crucial. Then Yahweh God made a deep sleep fall on the man, and he fell asleep. And he took out one of his ribs. For a long time, some have used this text to say that women are inferior, created from a secondary part. But it's the opposite. God did not form it from the head, so that it would not be above man, nor by feet, so that it would not be below. He took it out of the rib, a bone that protects the heart and that is at the same level. When Adam sees her, he exclaims, "This is the bone of my bones and the flesh of my flesh." Genesis 2:23. It is a declaration of radical equality. Woman is not an addition but an essential part of human nature itself. Chapter 2 does not end with creation but with a prophecy. Verse 24 says, "That is why the man leaves his father and his mother and joins his wife, and they make one flesh." This verse, quoted by Jesus and St. Paul, reveals to us that the union between man and woman is not only a social act, but a sacred mystery. This union is the reflection of a much greater spiritual reality, the relationship of love and total surrender between Christ and his church. The story of Adam and Eve is the prologue of the story of salvation. It is the model of a love that is given completely to form a single flesh, a single body, a single spirit. It is the deepest secret in history. And now, let's unite our hearts and our voices in a deeper prayer, meditating on the wonderful truths we have discovered. O God, Father, creator of heaven and earth, we thank you for the immense love with which you created us. We thank you for the mystery of life, for the breath of your Spirit who formed us from the dust of the earth, giving us an eternal soul. We ask you, Lord, to help us recognize the dignity you have put in every human being, in every man and in every woman. May we never forget that we are a reflection of your image and likeness, and that we were created with a sacred purpose, to love and serve others. Help us take care of your creation, to be good administrators of the garden that you have entrusted to us. And, above all, help us build deep and healthy relationships, to live in communion, and to find in love the fullness that only you can give us. Bless all those who listen to this message, and may the truth of your word continue to transform our hearts. Amen. The truth of creation is a gift for all humanity. This video is just the beginning. I would love to know which Genesis 2 secret you found most surprising. Leave me your thoughts in the comments, because together we can build a community of faith and dialogue. If you value this type of content, give it a like to support me. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, so you won't miss our next videos. The Lord be with you. Go in peace. Amen.